Just take me there. Just take me there! Sorry. Had a moment. Had a moment of stress. I think you can understand that.
Ambidex get 45.
Sorry. I went ahead and cracked it open a bit early.
In one of his hands, a moon key. He twirled it around like a veteran gambler, grinned, and slid it back into his pocket.
You don't mind, right? I figured you and Clover would get up here right away. Besides, I thought it'd be best to get this done soon before you lose your nerve. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to the next round.
I glanced around the warehouse. Alice and Kay were back. As was Phi. And of course, Clover. So, where were Where's Tenmyuji and the rest of them?
They're in the infirmary.
We carried Quark to one of the beds. Tenmyuji and Luna are looking after him.
How's he doing? Well, it's hard to say. He seems to be sleeping soundly, but beyond that, there's really no way to know.
No change then, huh?
So what was your room, Sigma?
Is that so?
Did it look like the kind of place where they'd be researching viruses and DNA and those kinds of things?
Yeah, it did. Was there any of that Excellivir?
Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Excellivir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
My eyes flicked to Dio for a moment. Nothing. Beside me, Clover bit her lip.
I see.
So how'd it go with you? Find anything interesting? Phi only shook her head. With a unison of movement that almost looked choreographed, Alice and Kay shrugged.
Where does that leave us? We've still got about 40 minutes left until voting ends.
What are you gonna do?
I'm a little curious about that lab you found. I thought I might go take a peek at it.
I'll show you the way then.
That would be wonderful.
I think I'll go have a look at the room Alice, Kay, and Tenmyuji found. Never know. Maybe you missed something. Perhaps there's some Excellivir hidden somewhere in there.
What a bastard.
Then I shall take you there.
What about you two? Where are you going?
I think I'll start by heading over to the infirmary to see how Quark's doing.
Then I will too.
Glad that's settled.
She nodded to Clover, and they disappeared through the magenta door. Dio and Kay followed a few footsteps behind. I mean, we have the chance to talk. Okay, then. Guess we should be going too.
Hold on. Show me that journal first. Dio told me about it. You wouldn't tell me anything about the lab, except that you found a journal with, his words, some sort of bullshit language.
That's potentially racist.
You said you had it, so I was hoping I could take a look.
Yeah. One sec. I hope the journal says in bullshit language, hey, inside this safe was also a bottle of this medicine.
This is Latin.
Oh, Latin, okay. You mean you can read it?
Yeah, with time and a dictionary.
So in other words, no.
Pardon me for not being able to translate a dead language on the fly. This looks like some kind of research log. It's not going to be some sort of, I took the dog for a walk today. It was nice kind of stuff. I can understand a little of it. Mostly conjunctions and things like that. But most of these words I've never even seen before.
Phi started to leaf through the book again as she spoke. Then suddenly, she stopped.
Wait. I can read this one. Page 216. This isn't research notes. It looks like a personal entry.
What's it say?
Don't rush me. This is gonna take a minute. Interesting. Alright, I think I got it. It looks like they're talking about Radical 6.
What? Why are they talking about
Not
that?
sure. Let me read it to you. Keep in mind I'm paraphrasing.
When the body is infected with Radical 6, the processing speed of the brain is reduced. If we assume the brain currently operates on a 1-1 basis, with regards to time, Radical 6 reduces this to 1 to the square root of 1/6, or approximately 1 to 0.408. This means that for each second that passes outside, the patient feels that only a fourth, or it's less than half a second has passed inside. Therefore, when 1 second has passed inside, approximately 2.5 seconds, or the square root of 6 seconds, have passed outside. I'm pretty sure that's the square root. Forgive me. School was a long time ago. I say that, I'm 24. In other words, when 10 seconds pass in the real world, a patient infected with Radical 6 would only feel as if 4 have passed. This is why the virus has been termed Radical 6, because shit's radical, also the numbers thing. Radical is another term of what is known as the root operation, the function inverse to the taking of a power. In a less mathematical sense, it can also be used to refer to something that is extreme or severe. Those infected with Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. The exact cause of this is unclear, and although there is yet no direct link between suicidal urges and the reduction in mental processing speed, many believe that they are not unrelated. Those infected with Radical 6 perceive the world to be moving at a fever pitch, as if it were a video cassette being fast-forwarded. Okay. That really colors, like, the way, like, think about confronting Alice, for example, where we're moving at her, and it's like almost that it's like a stop motion thing where suddenly we're just like going really fast in a way. It's like you're stopped, and then you start to move at basically double speed. Although the patient believes only 10 seconds have passed, in fact 24.5 seconds have passed. Given the increased speed of input, maintaining the ability to observe and reason would become a Herculean task. One theory holds that the disparity in time perception causes the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infected invariably attempt to take their own lives, which is arguably the most terrifying aspect of the virus. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but we have been unable to develop one. It seems our best hope now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity. Thus far, however, we have been unable to locate a suitable subject, so I have continued my efforts to discover an alternative means of treatment. You were paraphrasing this, right, Phi? How big is this page? Given my current rate of progress, I predict that I will have a workable treatment within a decade or two. It is my fervent hope that humanity will be able to survive that long. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading into and out of town. The entire area reeks with the stench of decay, and the sky is filled with the constant buzzing of flies. At times, their swarms are so thick that when one passes, it feels as if a cloud has gone over the sun. Every day I see more crows and rats everywhere, feeding on the dead. Ironically, the only healthy-looking creatures are the stray cats, who have grown fat on a plentiful rodent diet. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Their survival is the only hope that remains for the human race. Oh Lord, please, let the future be a bright one. But you're just paraphrasing, right? That's a lot of information. Now we know what the virus does to you, though. If you get infected, your brain slows down by the root of 1/6. That's about, 40%?
That isn't the important part. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide.
Yeah, you're right. That would explain why Quark was trying to kill himself. Do I need to see it again?
There are two other things in here that worry me. First, the part about how they haven't managed to develop a treatment for it yet. What do you make of that?
What am I supposed to make of it? Maybe they just hadn't found one when this journal was written. I mean, from what we know, there's a drug called Accelavir that cures it.
Exactly. But in the journal it says it might take 20 years to make something like that.
Hold on a second. Getting confused. When was this even written?
December 29th. No year.
Well, there's no way it was written this year.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, moving on. The second concern I have is about the underground shelters it mentions. The newspaper article said something about quarantining people too. After we read it, we all thought the same thing. What if this was one of those quarantine facilities? But this journal seems to suggest the opposite. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters.
You're trying to say that this place might be one of those shelters? Which would mean we're all supposed to be uninfected. We would have been thrown in here to keep us safe.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way to say for sure at this point, but it seems possible.
You know, minus the artificial intelligence rabbit that is making us play this death game. Aside from that. And Quark has been infected.
And maybe the virus got in somehow.
That'd be bad.
Just think about it for a minute. If this is one of those shelters, a lot of things start to make sense. Maybe we've been here for a long time. Like, maybe they put us to sleep somehow. Made us sleep for years, maybe even decades. While we were sleeping, the pandemic that the newspaper article talked about happened. And whoever had this journal made this entry.
I mean, this is a cute hypothesis, but is actually impossible. There's only 3 capsules in this facility, as far as we know, that can freeze us.
Right. It's all just speculation, but...
No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it seemed like a pretty plausible scenario, but we were all captured before the pandemic started,
Yeah.
right? And how would they have put us to sleep for that long? How would they have known to do that? Most importantly, why the hell are we playing the nonary game if the point of this place is to save us? Throwing a bunch of people into a game that might kill them is a pretty weird way to protect them from a pandemic. That and a lot of these areas are specifically designed around this game.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not like they threw us into a facility and said, "Nah, dog, gonna make this the set of my new nannery game." I almost called it the mammary game, and I was about to die.
We don't have enough information to make any real conclusions. I think we should see if we can find anything else.
If I had barely finished speaking before she took off for the magenta door. Hey, weren't you coming to the infirmary with me?
Changed my mind. You can tell me about Quark later.
And with that, she fucks off. Man, I let out a long, tired sigh. Started off toward the infirmary. Moshi Moshi!
Seems to be stable, as far as I can tell.
Still sleeping.
I see. Mind if I have a look?
Please, go ahead.
Hello, Bad JPEG. It's good to see ya. The words that were gained from that book left a heavy burden on Sigma's heart. So, if the journal's telling the truth, once that anesthetic wears off, he's gonna do it again. There's only one way to save Quark, and that's with that medicine. Unfortunately, Dio had stolen it. If we wanted to get it back, Clover and I would have to vote ally. Now, this is a great thing, but honestly, trying to think of like the end game here. Like, couldn't just Dio use this as like a bargaining thing? Where it's like, hey, Alright, so you voted ally. You're dying. I'll give it to him. And then it's like, psych, nigga! And then kind of uses it as a, hey, if you let me pass this door, I'll give it to you. Like, I don't feel like he's gonna immediately be like, sure, here you go. So what do we do? Keep quiet about the danger he was in to save myself? I mean, you're in a lose-lose situation here. You're in a... Oh god, he's about to wake up. You're in a lose-lose situation here as well, because you're like... If you pick Betray, sure, you fuck over, You fuck over Dio, but then he's like, he had a chance to save the kid and he didn't. I'm gonna break it now. Even then, he still kind of looks like a piece of shit.
Grandpa.
Shifted a little, then fell silent. It was enough, though. What on earth had I been thinking? How could I even consider letting a child die in my place? My cheeks felt hot with embarrassment and disgust. That I had considered letting Quark die, even for a moment. There's only one choice. There's only ever been one choice. I can't let this child die. He has done so much in this game, except he hasn't. He's done nothing. But that also means he hasn't done anything bad. But if I die for him, I think that means it's his fault. Or Dio's, but it depends on my mood.
10 minutes remain. All play if no.
Looks like it's almost time.
Oh man, the dinner bell!
Back. Not going. I'm worried about Quark.
But you're a solo. If you don't vote...
I'll automatically ally. I know. I heard the voice on the intercom just like you.
What are you gonna do if Kay and Alice betray you?
Nothing, I suppose. Just means I lost that round. I'd just be voting ally anyway. You know who my opponents are, right? Alice only has one BP left. If I pick betray and they chose ally, I'd kill her. I'm not so desperate to escape that I'm gonna kill someone for it.
I don't know, man. Didn't we just have one of these moments earlier where I had to really push you to not murder me?
And even if I was, I can't leave Quark behind. You see? Doesn't matter if I go into the AB room or not. My vote's the same either way.
His mind was made up. Trying to persuade him to leave would have been pointless. Alrighty. Take care of Quark.
Of course. You worry about yourself.
Let's
Okay.
go. Let's go. Let's get crack-a-lackin'. It's time for me to fucking die. I sure hope when Fi gets back that she magically found something. Or can do something that distracts Dio so I can take the vial. Need to do something, or I'm gonna die. I'd like to not die. One person was missing. Hey, where's Dio?
Take a look at the doors.
They're all closed. When we came in here before, the one on the far right was open.
And that would mean...
He went in, I guess.
Exactly.
That bastard. He's probably been worried I might try to take the Accelavir from him by force. So he's locked himself in. What a fucking coward. Made up my mind to choose ally no matter what, but... a part of me had still considered saying, fuck Dio, I'ma get mine. Now he'd made sure I wouldn't get a chance to try and ruin the plan.
Where's Tenmyoji?
Oh,
Luna explained Tenmyuji's choice.
I see. Well, I guess that means I don't have to worry about him picking Betray.
right. What will you guys be choosing then?
Ally, of course.
Because my BP is 6, I assume.
Yes. As long as Tenmyoji votes ally, I can't choose Betray. If I do, K's BP will go up to 9.
But what if he forces you?
You needn't worry.
That laugh was fake as fuck!
I would never do something so crass.
Really?
Of course.
Hello, he's like, yeah.
Then you don't need to go in there.
Excuse me?
Alice can vote by herself, then we don't have anything to worry about, right?
Well,
Don't tell me Kay was gonna go and do this dirty.
I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't agree to that.
Why not?
I just can't. Shall we go, Alice?
Hey, hold on a minute there.
There's no reason. There's no reason. If you're fine with doing ally, then there's no reason for you to go in that room. You don't have to worry that she's gonna pick anything else, because you win on 50%. Only seconds later, they disappeared into the third room from the left.
I hope Alice is going to be okay.
I think some shit's gonna get fucking nuts in a few
There's nothing
minutes.
we can do now. If Kay told the truth, she'll be fine.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Hey Sigma, the rooms are soundproof. Are you gonna really be this pussy that's not gonna fucking talk about the thing
Time's
that's
almost
happening?
up. Come on, Luna.
Right.
Am I really being left to my devices? Well, alright Clover, time to go.
Oh, okay. Right behind you.
I sighed to myself and headed toward the leftmost AB room. Da-da-da. Swing. Ta-da. By the way, out of curiosity, special little video game. How long are these two choice endings gonna
What are you
be?
gonna do?
How long are these? Woo! So, there's a correct choice? And a not correct choice! Wait, hold on! This open now? So I have proof there wasn't a murder now. We got one of our cards unlocked. These two didn't. We have a way to do that. Hey, I know what I get to do soon. Hooray! We're gonna let this play out still, though. I'm not gonna just jump. Whenever we reach a dead end, we then do our check. But not yet. I'm gonna choose ally.
You can't! You'll die!
Well, you never know. Just because Dio told us to ally doesn't necessarily mean he's going to pick
Do
betray.
you really think a jerk like that is going to choose ally if he doesn't have to?
Hey, just because he chooses betray all the time and coerces people and throws his evil machinations on a kid doesn't mean that he will suddenly continue to be evil.
No. No way! He's got 6 BP right now. If he picks betray, then he'll have 9 points.
Well, what about you? You've got 6 as well, right? Dio chooses ally and we choose betray, you'll have 9.
What? No, that's not... I didn't even realize that until you brought it up. I'm just trying to tell you that Dio is going to pick betray. That's who he is.
And I'm trying to tell you that I've made up my mind. That's who I am. The only choice is ally. It's the only chance we have to get that medicine back.
That's why Dio called you an IG. What makes you think he's going to give us the Excelivir, even if you do what he says?
Maybe he won't, but I can guarantee that he'll destroy it if we pick betray. That's who he is.
Fine. If you aren't gonna listen to me, then I guess I don't have a choice. I'll be pushing that button.
Oh no you won't, you small little cunt! Before I realized what was going on, Clover ducked past me, ran toward the machine. I snatched her by the arm and hauled backward with all my strength. Gabadoosh!
Ow!
Sorry, that was a little aggressive.
Hey!
You dislocated my shoulder!
What do you think you're doing?
What do you mean?
You can't just throw a girl around like that.
Ah, shut up. Chivalry is dead.
But you're gonna die.
She's like, wait, what the fuck? Don't get mad at me. I'm trying to make you not die.
Dio's going to kill you. You can't do this. I you to die.
10 seconds remain.
Thanks. It means a lot to hear you say that. I gave her my best reassuring nod and turned to face the polling machine.
3, 2, 1.
It is time. Psych, nigga! What a swerve!
Round 2 of the Ambidex game.
I'm so tired.
Results. Thank you.
I can't not pick Betray first, especially because it's such a dramatic scene in which I am stalwart in my choice. But then suddenly it's like, nah, hit Betray anyway, so screw it, man. Dio glanced over at us as he exited his own room. I looked away before he could make eye contact.
Sigma, why? After all that stuff you said.
Yeah, it seems pretty non-canon, doesn't it? I'm not gonna hit the flowchart until we see what happens, because I don't know if this is the bad ending or not.
I mean, it's not like I'm criticizing you. I think you made the right decision.
It's always a potluck, like, what's the right choice here? I mean, he could have picked Ally! He could have!
Chosen Betray if I... We'll find another way, alright?
And thanks to this game, he could have a different choice depending on your choice, because this game is stupid.
Keep an eye on. As soon as he gives us an opening, we take it.
Yeah, take it right into his buttocks.
And I'm sure Alice will help us too.
Yummy. Did you tell her?
It's okay. We can trust Alice. There's no way she told him. Anyway, let's go check the results.
Okay, let's see. Alright, folks. Here we go. We about to get fucked? We all in the club getting fucked? Betray. Ally, alright? Oh!
Results from round 2.
Oh! Wait a minute! Wait, was there a betray?
Hey.
Wait one diddly darn minute! Did Kay get 9 points?
What the hell is this?
Sorry, I decided to choose Betray.
Oh, so you don't care what happens to Quark?
What kind of cold-hearted bastard are you?
Jeez.
Please. Just give it back.
Hey, Sigma, what are you talking about?
We found the Excalibur in the laboratory.
Dio stole it.
What? You mean he has it right now?
Nah, I don't have it.
What?
Well, I won't have it in about 2 seconds.
Oh, nice quip. The moment the words left his mouth, I knew what he planned to do. No, don't! I leapt toward him, but it was too late. He snatched the vial and brought it up. And threw it to the ground.
No!
You bastard!
What are you doing?
A promise is a promise. If you'd chosen Ally, this never would have happened. You want to blame someone? Blame yourselves.
I'd had enough. Something snapped in my brain. Bastard. Grah! I let out a guttural roar and leapt forward. Only to be stopped short by a firm hand. It was Phi.
Hold it.
Why are you stopping me?
Because this isn't the time for that.
Huh? What?
Look at the number 9 door.
Ah, shit! Kay's like, time to go! Hey, Kay! K-Man! K-Dog! K-Hoozy Manoozy! Where are you going? Are you, do you have a dinner date? You going to Olive Garden?
No!
In all of the excitement, you may not have noticed the 9.
What?
The 9. Hello! He hit open! This is hilarious. This is totally how this ends, isn't it? Oh my god. Kay! What the hell do you think you're doing?
What am I doing? Well, that should be obvious. But if you insist, I am attempting to leave.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I assure you, I would do no such thing. I am perfectly serious. After a rational assessment of the facts, I have concluded that this is the wisest course of action. What is currently our highest priority? The answer is, of course, to save Quark. He must be taken to a hospital as soon as possible. For that to happen, one of us must escape and call for help. Currently, the only one of us capable of doing so is myself. That is why I intend to escape.
And leave us all behind.
Unavoidable, but as I said, I do intend to call for help.
Couldn't you have at least waited until the next round? Then you could have raised Quark's BP to 9 and taken him with you.
And what would happen if Dio was Quark's opponent in the next round? I have no illusions about what Dio would do. This is the most logical choice.
This entire ending is set up. The entire encounter.
The number 9 door has
The crux of this entire round 2 plan is Dio's like, I'm gonna get to 9 points by holding a hostage. And the entire thing is you ruin the plan, and Kay leaves instead! Dio's like, I've been double bamboozled!
It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Wait! Where's Alice?
Ah, yes. Alice is in the AB room. She has collapsed, but you needn't be concerned. She is only sleeping.
You suffocated Alice! He's like, don't worry about it, it was cute when I crushed her neck.
No. What did you do to Alice?
You will need to ask her yourself. I must take my leave.
Hey! God damn it! Wait!
Dio charged at Kay, but the larger man easily sidestepped him and tumbled nimbly through the door just before it closed. I cannot handle how Kay just fucking destroyed everyone!
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your part. As the game is over, escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Alright, good job! Good job, man! That was good. I'm happy about that. Kay's a great man. He played the game well. Expect the unex-fucking-spected. That was fucking righteous. One of the few times where I was like, you know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? That's good. That's really good. Holy shit. So, moving on from there. We have some more details, of course. We have another choice. Another righteous choice. Hold on. We have lock number 4. Oh yeah, because we know about the accelerator in the lab. I'm kind of getting excited because we're unlocking some locks here. But there's more pressing issues, my friends. We need... How the fuck is the ally want to have more story in it? We die. Is he actually gonna pick ally? It's not my fault I tripped. Like, what's gonna happen? Fuck it, let's go. Batten down the hatches, ladies and gents. Let's fucking get in there. Vote has been recorded. For several long moments, we stared at one another. Words weren't necessary at that point. Everything she would have tried to tell me, I could already see in her eyes. Let's go. I turned and headed toward the results screen.
Sigma.
I heard her behind me, her voice barely louder than a whisper. The choice was already made. I stood up straight and kept walking. Alright, game. How do we do this? We should die here. You have to explain how I don't die. Or conversely, explain to me how he would pick Ally in this situation. Kay still gets a 9, though. Okay, well, we're fucked. What happens? What happened? This ending looks worse!
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
Now both of them win!
Please check your bracelet.
Now they're gonna do like fist bumps.
Points.
They're gonna do like that handshake that fucking Will Smith and Jazz do on Fresh Prince where they go, oh! It's like, what happens? Oh, what happens?
What?
Sigma's BP is...
Negative.
Well, that's, I mean, there is that whole thing about me probably being some sort of weird, like, robot guy. Or artificial human. So maybe the effects of the drugs that kill me won't actually work. Wait, no, that's not true. They did have an effect on me. The only difference is that I bleed cum. Then again, do I always bleed white, or is it certain worlds of me? Okay. Suddenly, all eyes were on me. Felt their weight, but stood my ground. It was the result I had expected. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I didn't have to wait long. There's a sharp, quick pain in my wrist. Barely even noticeable. I could feel anything flowing into my veins. I couldn't, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic, Soparil. I blinked, and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble and then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Hey! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no!
Trying to open my eyelids was like trying to lift sheets of lead. My eyes had lost the ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that had to be Dio in front of the number 9 door. Damn it. You'll keep your promise, god damn it. I groaned and with a Herculean effort lifted my head, then my sluggish body off the floor. Every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. But somehow I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio. Then at last... The smudge of color faded into a recognizable person. I threw my hand out in front of him. Give it back. Give me the medicine.
Give it back? Don't act like it's yours. Aren't we supposed to share everything we find here?
I don't care, just hand me the medicine.
What are you talking about?
We found the Excellivir in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it.
What?
You mean he has it? Right now?
Yeah. So?
I kept my promise. Now do it. I wasn't a fool. I knew the kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give it back. If he didn't, then I'd die with my hands around his throat. I gathered as much of my mind as I could and got ready to attack.
Fine.
Not quite what I had been expecting.
Here.
With a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it toward me. I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. The label said, unmistakably, Excellivir. It was the real thing. Clover, take it. I held it out toward her.
Right.
Ha! Look at her torso! Now bring me back up! Bring me back up! That shit was nuts! Look at that! Look at the curve! Oh, look at her neck! Let it go! Let it go!
Of course.
Sometimes you gotta go a little nuts. I have to have at least one nuts recording session. And this one's nuts because, good lord. Good. Now at least Quark will be alright. With that and the last of my strength left me, I dropped to my knees. Oh no! Fi, please! You might look like a C cup eventually with these.
Sigma, are you okay?
No! I'm going to die! Look at her tiny head!
Sigma!
I guess this is it.
First, is this over real? What should I guess you could say?
9 minutes. Once the Sopro was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant will follow it. About 4 minutes had already passed, which gives me about 5. In 5 minutes, I'd be dead. My poor arm! What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? I gave a raspy, quiet laugh, even with death staring me in the face. When you're about to die, your voice cracks constantly. You can do it, Sigma! I'm rack my brain. How can I save myself? There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. If there was a way out, I'd find it. I wasn't gonna give up. There's an answer. Is this a lock? Why is there a lock for this? Just kill me!